I have been fortunate enough to help thousands of MSPs all over the world, from Australia to the United States, Canada, South America, the UK, and I have compiled a list of what I've seen that is crushing MSPs. And this isn't just a light list. This is a list that I've spoken to quite literally hundreds, if not thousands of you guys. I've seen it happen. I've seen it in forums, in Reddits, all over the board. I've seen it in our own Discord, which is free to join at over 1,000 members at growth-generators.com. But in today's video, I'm going to go and I'm going to be covering the 5 most important things that you as an MSP need to get right. Because if you don't, this is going to hinder your growth. It could cause your MSP to fail. And I don't want that for you. So we're going to take these lessons. We're going to learn from them. I've written them down. I'm here in Charleston, South Carolina here, and we're on a little vacation. But I wanted to make sure I got at least 1 or 2 videos recorded for you guys while I am actually here, because it's pretty cool. It's a unique spot, and I'm looking forward to doing some more whiteboard videos for you next week. So 5 things that your MSP could be doing better. My name is Harrison Barron from growth-generators.com. We help MSPs grow, whether it's sales training, marketing training, or even some business operations. Before I get into today's video, I do want to mention, like I already said, growth-generators.com/Discord. Come hang out with us. We are well over 1,000 MSPs strong. It's a great community. It's super, super lively. Whether you're looking for sales help, tech help, anything like that, jump in there. I jump in there fairly frequently and answer questions. And if you're looking to take your MSP to the next level, we have a membership called MSP Heroes. It comes with a CRM. It comes with a full sales and marketing process for you, tons of sales training, tons of marketing training. It is truly an amazing place for MSPs to grow and scale their businesses. So I've put some notes together here on my phone, and I want to cover the first one here. And this is what I've kind of been coming up with. Yes, I'm a bit of a crazy person, but I've been coming up with this over the last couple days while I'm walking around Charleston, because I think about you guys probably more than I should actually admit. And the number one thing that I see is not having a clear target market. Now, you guys are probably so sick of me saying this, and you can have more than one target market. There's nothing saying that you can't have 1, 2, 3, 5 target markets, right? But in all reality, you have to know who you're going after. I see too many MSPs, especially when they're starting, they're like, Harrison, I can't get my first customer. I don't know who to go after. I don't know why to go after them. And there's a reason why larger MSPs are crushing it. And that's because they know exactly who they want to go after. They know who they like to work with. They know how they can help them. But on the flip side of things, the MSPs that are struggling to grow are typically doing a bit of a shotgun approach. Now, in the beginning, I totally get it. You want to go after as many businesses as you possibly can. Makes total sense. But if you're not creating the back end for them to be able to learn and engage and potentially buy from you, you're doing yourself a disservice. It's important to have a clear definition of who you want to work with, your target market. And if you want, go to growth-generators.com/resources. There will be a link down below, and you can go grab the buyer persona worksheet. In there, fill it out. But you have to fill it out for every single new type of customer that you want to go after. Not only do you have to fill that out, your marketing on the back end has to also fall in line with these things. If there is a discrepancy to a potential customer on who you actually help and what you have as far as marketing goes on your website, they don't quite see the connection. It's important for them to be able to go to your website, right, and see who you help, the market that you help, how you help them, the services that you provide. Those are all really important for you to clearly state, especially if there's a specific industry that you're going after. Because if you're missing out on those areas, they might not have the confidence to put in the contact form, to ask for more information, to download a resource that could turn into a lead, maybe a white paper or a lead magnet. These are really, really important things that you have to make sure that you're addressing on your website. Otherwise, people are going to land on your website. They're not going to see what they need to see. Even if you're going to networking events, they might have seen you face to face. But if your digital presence and your stuff online doesn't fully support what you spoke about, how you help them, They might not feel the information is good enough, or you're not 100% sure on who you're helping, and they don't want to potentially be a guinea pig, even though they might not be. But they don't want to feel like, you know what, he doesn't quite work with us. That is where you're most likely going wrong. And it's that clear messaging and knowing who you're going after that is going to help you win way more deals. Number two, and this is a highly debated one, but it's poor pricing and packaging of services. In many cases, most MSPs are dramatically either undercharging, or they don't know exactly what they're charging, or they know what they're charging, but they're not exactly sure what they're delivering. And there are a ton of, I have videos on how to price and how to package your stuff. And definitely, if you have made it this far, like, subscribe, notify on the channel. But there is a massive, massive failure in knowing what you have to offer, and how it benefits the customer. We all want our customers to fit into a one size fits all package, right? Or you have your good, better, best. All of those are completely fine. But it's the way you explain it to the customer, the benefits that the customer is actually going to be getting. If you don't have clear benefits on what the customer is getting when they pay tons of money to you, they're never going to be satisfied. They're never going to feel like they're getting their full value from you. And they also feel like they're just another customer to you. And while that could potentially be true, if you don't know, or a customer asks a question, right? I see proposals go out all the time. It's probably one of the number one things that we review in MSP Heroes, other than people's websites, right? Is the proposals, the pricing, and the package that people go through. In most cases, it's usually hyper abbreviated, managed antivirus. Now, we in the MSP world know exactly what that means, but your target customer probably doesn't. And that's a massive, massive problem. If your target customer sees managed services or IT help desk support, that's fine if it says it there. But there has to be something on that proposal that they could sink their teeth into. If it's not there and they're just looking at it line item by line item, backup. Okay, but where's the backup? Where's the data? How often is it backed up? Is it backed up a month ago? Is it backed up 60 days ago? Is it backed up 90 days ago? You don't have to give them every little specific of, well, we do a full image, we do a full image backup once a week and then partial backups throughout the week. But you have to make sure that what they're reading shows them the benefits and what they're actually getting. And be confident. You are the technology expert. They're coming to you for help. You're doing them a disservice, and you're doing yourself a disservice by not knowing your pricing, by not knowing your packaging, and then not being able to clearly articulate that to a customer to where they feel confident. If you're not sure, MSP Heroes is probably the best thing for you. Or check out the Discord, growth-generators.com/Discord. But you have to make sure that you have a solid foundation for pricing and your packaging, and a way to deliver that to the customer that clearly defines the benefits. And if they want to read the finer print, they can read the finer print. Now, number 3 is a weak or non-existent sales process. Oh my goodness. This one hurts my soul, because having a good, I've made videos on a good sales process. We have a sales process in MSP Heroes. Your CRM in MSP Heroes can come with a full built out sales process for you, right? But I say all of this because the amount of MSPs that are like, yeah, I got to follow up with this person, but I don't know when I should follow up. And we had a conversation, but it didn't really go anywhere. And I don't really have a follow up process. And I don't even know how to approach this person. These are all valid questions and valid thoughts, but it's how you actually deal with them as an MSP. Having a clear and easy to follow sales process is super important. My typical sales process is I like to have an area of what are called sales qualified leads, SQLs. Those sales qualified leads are leads that I could either call, I could text, I can send an email to, because they've taken certain actions. They might have downloaded some of our free resources. They might be on the cusp or thinking about joining MSP Heroes. There's a variety of things that could happen, right, to bring them to the actual sales qualified process. From there, I have a booked appointment. Did I call them and book an appointment? Yes. Did we attend a discovery day, and did the discovery day happen? Yes. Do we build out the proposal? Yes. Did we win or lose the sale? Sometimes I'll make an exception for a follow-up category in between the actual sale, the building the proposal because you or delivering the proposal, and a win-loss because sometimes you do have to follow up. Not everyone has tons of sales training, but it does take time. Sales training is also something we offer in MSP Heroes. And I don't want this to sound like this is a pitch for MSP Heroes, but we see this problem all the time. We're building solutions and building training so people, MSPs, don't have to keep falling into these pitfalls. But if you can build a solid sales process, even if it's not the one I just gave you, that you can follow time and time and time again, the likelihood of you closing more deals, winning more business, and having more satisfied customers because they're happier. It was a very easy process for them to follow. They don't feel like they didn't know exactly what was going to happen next. And this is going to lead, believe it or not, to happier customers throughout the onboarding process, which will lead to that beautiful 7 to 20-year customer retention that all MSPs want. But dial in your sales process, even if you're struggling with it. Go through this channel. You can steal my sales process if you'd like. But there are plenty of ways to go out, build a good sales process, whatever works for you and your MSP, and follow it and train on it, where everyone that has to follow it feels comfortable on it. Now, for number 4, negligent marketing and zero branding throughout it. Now, I don't expect everyone here to be a branding expert, and branding is something that can be a bit of a pain in the butt, whether it's how you're going to deal with your logo or how you're going to deal with your brand and all of that. But the amount of marketing that is done in the MSP world is dismal at best. It is insane to me how many MSPs don't do almost any marketing. They don't make any content. They don't write blog posts. They don't have lead magnets on their website. If somebody goes on the website, there's very little clarity on, once again, who that niche is for, but then no marketing to support that. It is wild. The beautiful part of me telling you this is because most of your competitors in your area do zero or almost zero. The bar is so low when it comes to actually having a good sales process to follow. The bar is so low when it comes to a good marketing process and marketing activities to follow that by you doing even a little bit of work, you're going to have significantly better results than most MSPs in your market or in your area. It's true. The MSPs that put in a very little bit of work in marketing have dramatically more success than the MSPs that put in no marketing. And that marketing could be, I've made videos on it, the basics of marketing just previously the other day. You can go through and watch those. Do some of those things. You don't have to do all of them at the same time. As a former boss used to say, you're not going to boil the ocean, right? But it's important to start in small batches and keep working and keep working and keep working. My favorite thing to tell MSPs, regardless of where they're at in the process, is spend 20 to 30 minutes per day doing at least 1 or 2 marketing activities. And that will compile time after time after time. You could do it in the beginning of your day, right when you first start. I'm a big fan of doing it at the end of the day when you can no longer cold call throughout the day and things start to settle down. For me, in most cases, I usually do my videos at night, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1 a.m. Believe it or not, that's when I don't have to worry about the Amazon driver, the UPS driver, the USPS for the post office driver, because the dogs will go crazy, the house gets busy. It's the time that I get to truly dive in and create amazing content. Find when works for you and what style of content works for you and marketing works for you and run with it. And give it a fair shot. Don't just try it one time and you don't see success. In many cases, your first videos, I've made hundreds of videos before I found success making, weirdly enough, MSP content. It was an incredible journey and I'm super thankful for it. But you can find success in something, whether it's podcasting, videos, blog posts, something will work for you. And remember, doing something is significantly more than most MSPs are doing at all. Now, number 5, and the most important one, is not standardizing operations and documentation, or your SOPs, right? Standard operating procedures. If you don't have a standard operating procedure for everything that you do in your business, you are missing out. Because you, as probably the owner watching this video, need to get involved with everything. Standard operating procedures are created for your entire team to be able to follow easily and repeatably. And if they can't do that, if you can't go to one of your team members and say, this is how you solve every single problem you're ever going to run into. If you find a problem that doesn't fall into this scope of work, you have 15 minutes to figure it out before you escalate it to the next person. But they should be able to follow every single process, from getting a phone call to entering a ticket to completing that ticket and resolving that ticket and marking it whether it's billable or non-billable. But not just the help desk team, all of the team, from your salespeople to your marketers to upper management to your service desk team, whether that's on site or remote support. Every single thing needs to have a fairly easy standard operating procedure, because you need to be able to train employees regardless of where they fall on the spectrum quickly and efficiently and have a process that works. It takes time to build these things. But if you want to grow and scale your MSP the way the biggest MSPs do, you need to be able to tell them exactly what they need to do or where to look up the process that they need to follow to find success over and over and over and over again. If you're not correctly detailing all of that information, you are throwing money out the window. And the worst thing that's probably going to happen, or may have already happened to you watching this video, is you, as upper management, the owner, whatever it is, spend all of this time and all of this energy training your star employee. And the worst thing ever happens. A competitor around the corner offers them $10,000, $20,000 more on your best employee. Now you have to train another employee. All those hundreds, if not thousands of hours you've spent with them, training, getting them better, that knowledge just went right to the next person. It is super important to have an easy and repeatable standard operating procedure and documentation. Documentation is super important. Make videos if you have to make videos. Make voice recordings if you have to make voice recordings, and document, document, document. There are so many tools on the internet now to show people processes or to screen grab buttons that you press. Find what works best for you and start building a library of standard operating procedures as a help desk support 1, 2, 3, on site, whatever it is, so that way you know they have the tools and skills. There's always going to be something that you might miss, but you address that when the time comes, because in order to have a truly growing and scalable MSP, regardless of who's in that seat, you need to find great people that you can train and who can follow the tasks at hand. That is how you truly build a scalable MSP. And I've learned that from talking to several 10 million plus MSP business owners. I was trying to do the math on how many commas that is and how many zeros, but truthfully, I've gotten the best information from 10, 15, $20 million MSPs, and I verified this list before I made this video because I see it all the time. These are the 5 things that you will make mistakes on growing your MSP, and if you resolve all 5 of them, you will have a such better chance at growing your MSP even further. Thank you so much for checking out this video. I hope I've earned a like button, subscribe button, notification bell. I am on a little vacation with the family. I love the heck out of you guys for always supporting the channel. I'll see you guys in the next video. Till then, love you guys.